Hi, my name is Barry Crampton. Welcome to another edition of Not the Evangelist News. A story's caught my eye today in Car Dealer, and let's just have a look. So, public charging concerns are now biggest barrier to EV take-up finds What Car. What Car reveals biggest barriers. I think if you go on What Car, you'll see that there's quite a lot of adverts for EVs, selling EVs and so on. I don't know whether that's got anything to do with being so interested in EVs these days, but you know, there you go. Concerns over public charging structure overtakes range anxiety as the biggest issue. Only 1 in 7 now say that they will never go electric. 1 in 7, 14.5% won't go electric. Concerns over the state of the public charging networks and now the biggest barrier stopping drivers from going electric, a new study has revealed. Consumer champion What Car has been polling nearly 2,000 motorists to find out what is preventing them from taking the plunge and getting behind the wheel of an EV. 2,000. Worries about public charging infrastructure were cited by more than a third, 37%, of the private car buyers who responded to the survey. The result means that the issue has now overtaken range anxiety as the biggest barrier to EV adoption. Well, it's not, has it? That is range anxiety. That's the very definition of range anxiety. Worries about public charging infrastructure were cited by more than a third, 37%, of the private car buyers who responded to the survey. The result means that the issue has now overtaken range anxiety. Honestly. Why are they concerned about where the charges are? Because they're frightened they'll run out of electric. It is range anxiety by another name. Call it what you want, try and change reality. It is range anxiety. Range anxiety runs deep inside of me. Range anxiety by another name. The result means that the issue has now overtaken range anxiety as the biggest barrier to EV adoption. Oh, it's just got 2 names. Meanwhile, the high cost of new EVs was the biggest hurdle for 34% of car buyers, with the range remaining the main worry for 25% of respondents. Okay, so 25% of respondents are worrying about the EV's range anxiety. 37% are worrying about the charging infrastructure, that they won't be able to find a charger, which is range anxiety. So the biggest concern for people is 25% plus 37%. Let me see, so that's 55, 62%. So let me rewrite your headline here. What Car? 62% of the people polled are worried about the range of EVs. 62%. Just by you splitting it up into 2 separate things, you know, it's like, how many people are worried about getting killed? 100%. How many people are worried about getting killed by a plane landing on them? 2%. Oh, nobody's worried. Nobody's worried. These EV people, they are desperate. What Car also found a continued hostility from some to the concept of going electric, with 1 in 7 telling the firm that they will never buy an EV. For others, the firm found that a number of simple government steps could help to boost uptake. Nearly 2/3, 61% of people said they would consider an EV if the government implemented one of 4 financial incentives, so they'd have to be bribed to buy one. It's financial. It's not because they want one. And until we make it so that people want one, they're not going to catch on. You're just going to have to chuck money at them. The most popular chosen by 18% of respondents was to make public EV charging cheaper by reducing the VAT on it from 20% to 5%, bringing it in line with the tax on home electricity. Well, you pay 20% VAT on petrol per litre, you pay, and you also pay fuel tax per litre on petrol. What do these people think is going to happen when everybody goes electric? We can bribe them to go electric, and then when everybody's gone electric, what do you think is going to happen? How much fuel duty do you think is going to be on electricity? Or how much do you think your road tax is going to go up? Specifically on electricity. If they can't tax you for charging at home, what do you think they're going to do to road tax? Hey? Perhaps it's an idea to ask the One Point of Truth show. The reintroduction of a government grant for EV buyers is favoured by 16% of people, and 15% believe EV should remain exempt from the £410 annual expensive car VED levy, rather than having to pay it from April 2025. But these cars, they're superior. Everybody says, all the ones who've got them, they're superior to petrol. They're glad, you know, they're sorry they didn't change to electric early. They're all writing to This Is Money to tell them. So why would they need to get a grant? An overall reduction in electricity prices enabled by a cut in tax would incentivise 12% of people. What Cars research also showed that the steps would encourage 48% to make the switch. So they're bribing them. They're bribing them to buy one. They don't realise they're making things worse. Children. How do you get them to do things? Have you ever seen a child having a tantrum in Waitrose or, you know, whatever? What's the first thing the mum does? She don't want to be made a fool of. Oh, have a sweet, have a sweet. I'll buy you a toy. I'll do this, I'll do that. Bribes. Bribes to get people to do what you want. It starts, children learn it before they go to school. Stays with you. You know, if you don't want to do something, you get compensated in another way for it. You know, if I had the money, I'd be out. What would I buy? I don't know what I'd buy. I want a VW ID Buzz, but you know, if I had the money, I'd go and buy an Aston Martin. I don't need a Mari to come round to my house and say, Baz, I'll give you 20 grand if you buy an Aston Martin. I'd never think about it. I'd save the money up and I'd buy it. That's what I'd do with an EV. If I wanted one, I wouldn't need to be bribed, but it's all, as I say, these people, they don't understand motivation. People have to be made to be motivated and want to buy an EV, not bribed. If you bribe them, residuals will just keep going down. You know, if you're happy to pay the price, I've got a Leica camera. It's beautiful. Do you know how many times I've used it? I look at it. I don't take it out. I've never used it really. I bought it to take on holiday because my theory is that every time I take a photograph, that when I click the shutter, that vision is basically burnt on. It's like a laser burnt onto my brain. Whenever I look at a photograph, I can remember what I was doing at the time, where I was on holiday. That's why I like photographs so much. I take loads because I can remember. And it's, you know, it's like The Notebook. If you haven't seen The Notebook, go and get yourself something to cry into and watch it. It's a memory of my life, and I've bought it. It's beautiful. Honestly, the feel of this camera is just unbelievable. tactile. I've always wanted one. No, I mean, look at it. I've never used it. But watch this. Why do I like it? This is the classic old style. That's how cameras used to be made. Not like GoPros. Have I got a GoPro here? Well, I've got loads of GoPros. But not like them there. Watch this. Now just look at the engineering on that. Yes, you're right, I'm a dinosaur. Because older things, older designs were made better. This camera, I love it, it's beautiful, look at that. Desire to buy this camera, you know, that's what you need to do with EVs. You need desire to buy them. You need to create want. Nobody bribed me to buy that. And do you know what? When I bought it, you know what I didn't say? I didn't say, how much will you knock me off? What's the best you can do on it? Are there any grants? Can you reduce the VAT? I went in and said, take me money, take me money. Take my money. Just look at that. Watch again. That is beautiful. You might not be a camera person. Just like my Citroen Ami. I'm a car dealer. Done it all my life. Guess how much discount I got on my Citroen Ami? 0. And I was happy to pay it. I love it. It's absolutely brilliant. So the answer is to shut people up, EV shills, create desire, do the job properly, they'll sell. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.